Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon where you are joining us from. Welcome to today's exciting podcast episode, where we are diving deep into the realm of OTT streaming. My name is Shivashish, and I'm your host for this insightful session. And we have got a treat for you today. Today, we are going to talk about a new age customer support system, breaking free from traditional methods and embracing the latest technologies and strategies to provide exceptional customer service. Today, we are shining a spotlight on Movi's innovative workflow management tool that has been turning heads in the industry. It is not just about addressing customer inquiries, it is about creating seamless workflows, managing internal requests, tracking delivery backlogs, release management, gathering feedbacks, setting up SLAs, all tailored to your specific needs and policies. And to talk about this in detail, let me invite Mr. Debabrata Sahu, who is a product manager at Movie. He's here to share his insights, strategies, and the inside scoop on how Movie's modern infrastructure can be used to set up your own customer support system. Welcome to the podcast, Debabrata.
Hi Shivashish. Hello audience. Thank you Shivashish.
So, Devaprata, let me get started with the discussion. So, why is a support system an important part of any business, and what components do you think are essential for building a good one?
Okay, so Shivashish here, I think there are two different questions. Let me address it one by one. To start with, I would like to answer why is support system important? It's mainly because of two reasons. One is better customer experience. Now imagine there is a business with which you can get in touch very easily whenever you need any help from them, or you need to raise a request to them, or let's say you need to share a feedback with them. And there is another business with whom you want to raise similar requests, but there is no better medium in order to get in touch with them to raise your queries, feedbacks, or requests. So, if a business system or a business entity would have a better support system, then it would definitely be increasing the customer experience. At least I would be so happy and delighted if the business of whom I'm using the products or services have given me a better medium to reach to them in order to raise my complaints or track my complaints after raising them, to share my feedbacks with them, or let's say I need some reports from them. Then it should be very helpful for me, it should be very convenient for me to reach out to them and get all these needful things. So first thing is better customer experience, I would say. Second reason for which we need a better support system is data for business intelligence or decision support system. Whenever we say data, how the data helps us to take better decisions in the business. It's mainly for the data which we are gathering, and those data is providing a better business intelligence to the business entity or to us to take a better decision or take an accurate decision, I would say. So from a better support system, we can, or a business can, gather those data, keep them in a segregated manner, and use them for internal analysis, which can result into a better accuracy whenever a business decision is made. So mainly for these two reasons, one is better customer experience, second is data for business intelligence and decision support system, we need a better support system. Now, coming back to your second question here, what are the main components which should be a part of uh, a smart or a cutting edge or a new age support system? So I would say there should be mainly three components. One is a component to request or uh, uh, a component for data capturing or data gathering. Those data can be either issues or a simple query or a simple task or a feedback from the customers or the end users. So first is the data gathering part, and a component which can support that data gathering seamlessly by connecting the business to its end users or customers. Second is the support system should be helpful enough to allow the business users to prioritize the collected data on which it needs to act upon. So to prioritize, so prioritization is our second component, and to prioritize, a support system can help by uh, creating and keeping a good list of backlog, and the priority should happen with some business rules like the business impact, what is the effort that would be taken for the resolution, and the criticality of it for a customer or any end user. So with the second component, prioritization, we essentially think of a system who can help us, which can help us to build a better backlog for us to act upon, and that backlogged list should have come from the business rules by adding the business rules like business impact, effort, priority, and criticality. And the third component, important component, is how the system, support system, would help us deliver the resolution in a timely manner and in a collaborative environment. So, in order to deliver the resolution in an effective way, the support system should help its business users to delegate the requests. Requests here means the issues or the queries or the tasks or the feedbacks raised by the end users. So after getting them and keeping them in a list which we call as a backlog, after backlogging, it should also allow the users to delegate those lists to different set of people. Different set of people here means different departments. When we talk about organizations, it essentially comprises of many departments. So a feedback can be relevant to one department or multiple department, or many feedbacks or many requests can belong to many individual departments or a set of departments altogether who will work on this particular request in a collaborative manner or in an integrated manner. So a system, better system, should be able to delegate all these requests, feedback, tasks, and feedbacks to its concerned stakeholders in a very convenient way. Then, when we talk about collaboration, as I said, when we resolute a request or an issue, let's say, then the issue flows through various departments. For an example, when we have a customer support team, they are at the receiving end who gets the customer's requests or feedback at the first end. Then, after getting that, they generally delegate it to either the product team or the engineering team or the QA team or to any, let's say, customer success team or accounts team, or it can be any team based on the hierarchy present in the organization. So in a system, all these departments and the users can be configured easily, and the requests which the business is getting from its end user via the support system should be or can be able to delegate seamlessly to the concerned departments or the users. And between and also, when we talk about collaboration, whenever a request needs attention of multiple departments, they should be able to look at it, they should be able to uh, update what happened with the particular request, so that other departments can get the updates and act on it as required. Third thing is monitoring and tracking. So whenever there are a lot of requests, then the support system should also offer a better way to monitor them via categorizing them based on the priority, via raising service level SLAs or raising alerts and email triggers or notification whenever the SLA is breached. And it should also uh, help not only the internal team member but also the customer to get the update where his request is right now, up to how much this request is processed. So all this information should be available handily with the internal team members as well as with the customers. So essentially, there would be three main components I would like to summarize with that: uh, a better feedback or request collection system, then a better way to prioritize, and a better way to deliver by delegating, collaboration, and monitoring. These should be the essential component of a better support system. I hope uh, uh, I hope I answered your uh, questions, Sivashish.
Yes, Debabrata, I get your point. So you mean that support is not just about query resolution, but it is more about creating a process around it that delegates it, resolves it, and ensures that the customers are happy. Now, Tattle,
Yes.
as you have said before, offers exactly the same. So can you talk a little bit more about it with our audience so that they know Tattle and what its functions are?
Okay. When we talk about Tattle is a low code platform for automating and streamlining the organization processes. One can say it's a spreadsheet on steroids. It does much more than the spreadsheets. Spreadsheets generally used for uh, collecting the data and to have various views of those data in form of, let's say, charts or graphs, etc. But whenever we talk about Tattle, it is similar to a spreadsheet if you would look at its interface. But the aids which it takes over the spreadsheets is it is highly capable of configuring the internal processes, workflows, with the associated data. For an example, in the context of a support system, we can gather the feedback of our customers or end users and simply keep them in a spreadsheet and track them from the spreadsheet. But when we talk about taking action on those data, action here means we need to delegate those data to a concerned department. Upon delegating, the concerned department should be notified with a notification, let's say email notification. And whenever the concerned department have looked in the data, then they should be able to update its status, after which uh, the other departments should also get a notification that that particular department has already worked on the data. Now this particular request is with you for your attention. So all these things, all this delegation, collaboration, that cannot happen seamlessly over a spreadsheet. So when we talk about Tattle, it allows the business users to configure the workflows for your support use cases, let's say, and it would also help the business users to prioritize and collaborate over the data in a better manner. And it also has the workflow capability, after configuration of which the data can be passed from one department to another seamlessly. Not only uh, the support system, but Tattle can also help other departments, or like the HR department, your finance department, your engineering department, your QA department, uh, is nearly almost all departments that a organization have, to streamline its business processes in an automated manner. It essentially means Tattle can integrate all the departmental processes present inside an organization in a seamless manner, so that everybody can come to a system where they can have a view of their individual works, and they can get the status of their works, they can delegate the works, they can prioritize their works, they can add notes and collaborate over the requested items up to delivery. And everybody in the organization would be able to track track and monitor the progress of what is happening inside your organization and in each department. It also can be given user restrictions. So if a department needs to restrict users to certain features and functionality, then they can also do it with Tattle. So in nutshell, support system is just an use case of Tattle. It can be nearly fit with any departmental process, let it be your marketing, sales, HR, product, etc. So this is about Tattle, Shivashish.
Okay, so capturing customers' voice is one thing, but how does one ensure that the process of delegation of that query and the resolution is ensured within a given time frame and everybody adheres to that time frame?
It's a good question, Shivashish. A process to be a smart process should be a time bound process, right?
Exactly.
Here, smart means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic or reasonable, and time bound. So let me talk about more for it from a supports context. Whenever we get a support request, it means we have a specific request for our support team, where our customer needs a resolution on some of the issue which happened at his or her end. Then after getting that request should be measurable in terms of efforts, like, okay, this is the issue for which this much time frame would be needed for its resolution. Then achievable means we are saying, okay, this is the issue, and if our engineering team would look into it, we can fix this. Probably this is a bug and this can be fixed. And reasonable means, okay, whatever our customer or our end user has asked, that is related to our system, and our internal team can look into this and give a resolution for this. And the uh, and when we talk about smart process, as I said, time bound is the last component of a smart process. That process can be that resolution can be offered in a definite time period. So how we can make a process time bound in our turtle system, right? So in our turtle system, we have a feature called SLH, where we configure the service level agreement which we have with our customers for our support tickets or any request. For an example, let's say we have a bug which our end user has reported. That bug can have multiple priority, like that can be a critical bug which needs to be taken care of within, let's say, 2 hours. Examples are the internet is down and user is not able to access your website and applications. So that is a very critical issue or a critical problem which a customer has raised and which needs to be taken care of because it's a critical request. The site is down. Then the priority may be medium. Let's say there is a bug which is intermittent. Sometime if when you are opening an application in Chrome browser, it's performing well, but whenever you are opening it, let's say in Mozilla browser, it had some issues. So whenever a request is raised, it should be classified that how priority, what is its priority in which the issue should be looked after. And the SLAs are generally derived based on the criticality or priority of those issues. So what we do in Tattle, we have given a configured, we have given a provision in which the SLAs can be configured, and based on those SLAs, the Tattle system will automatically alert the internal teams to look after the customer's request if internal team misses to look after them. For an example, we have received a request which was having a critical or high priority, and our support team has forgot to update a note to the customer for that particular ticket, or they didn't provide a resolution in a SLA time frame which was agreed with the customer. This is an, let's say, this is due to an human error. Then in order to overcome this human error and to provide the resolution in time, what Turtle would do is it will raise an alert to the internal team that, hey team, this particular request's SLA is breached and it needs your attention. So kindly look into it. So this kind of internal notification and flagging of the request, it will also flag the request in a different color, so that if you would look at that particular list, you can have a sense that, okay, these particular lists need my attention in an immediately. So in this way, Tattle helps to alert the internal stakeholders whenever they are missing any SLAs, so that the resolution can be time bound. So SLA is one thing, and other thing is, uh, with Tattle, you the business can monitor this particular request is residing with whom, so that they can get in touch with that particular department or a concerned person to get an update and reply back to the concerned person who has raised the particular request. So SLA and the provisions of monitoring and tracking helps the business entity to provide time bound resolution to the customers on and their end users. So this is how Tattle is able to help business to provide resolution to their end users in a time bound manner.
Well, that's incredible. And Tattle is indeed a very solid tool if you are looking for a software that reinvents your support system, both for employees as well as for clients. And I'm sure our users would be keen on to try it, and they can do so by contacting our sales team. Information about which is mentioned in the description section. Now, I want Debabrata, I want your last comments on which industries that you think should opt for this new age customer support system, considering many follow the old methods. And perhaps if you can again explain how is it different from Excel and SQL in terms of investment perspective, and therefore why should somebody opt for it?
Okay. So whenever we talk about integration of Tattle based on industry, I'd like to emphasize here is is Tattle can be used in every industry irrespective of its type. Every department, every industry has a set of departments under it, right? And Tactile is a product which can integrate the processes of individual departments under a single system. So, Tactile is not dependent on any industry. It can be used by any organization for their needful. That organization can be a single organization, or let's say the organization is a multinational organization. So Tattle can be implemented accordingly. That uh, let's say an organization is having its base office at multiple locations. Those multiple locations must be generating a lot of data and get must be getting a lot of support and feedback requests respectively, right? So those data can be clubbed under a single system, Tattle. So Tattle will be able to help any industry based on its industry type or based on its location. So Tattle is totally independent on the industry type and its locations. Tattle can automate almost all departmental processes with its configurable workflow. So this is the first thing. Second thing, in order to have a SQL based system, you need to have your internal team who are proficient with SQL. Let's say SQL is a backend driven system. It should also have a front end, which once again needs a dedicated engineering team or a vendor who would be looking at your front end requests, so that that front end can be connected to that SQL database in order to get a support system. Then it will take a lot of time if if an organization building its own customizable platform to uh, gather the support or feedback requests and to process them, categorize them, process them, delegate them, and deliver them. Then how Tactile will take down all these hassles from a business entity is Tactile is a configurable and a customizable system. It has all the pre-built components which a business would require. We just need to configure them as per their business workflow and they are done. They can start working on Tattle and go live within a very minimum period of time, let's say a day or within a week, based on the complexity of their business workflow. But if the same thing needed to be achieved with SQL or a connected application system, then to build, deploy, and to uh, mm, take them to a go live state, it would take a lot of time and money. Time is money, no? So time, resource, and money for a business organization. So as Tactile is highly configurable and it's a low code platform and it is highly customizable, the turnaround time to go live with Tactile is very less, and the customizable and configurable properties of Tactile uh, doesn't require any highly skilled tech professionals in your organization, so you can save on that. So this is how Tattle can help any organization across the industry, across the diversified industry, for their netfolds. Once again, this is not industry specific. This is neither industry specific nor location specific. You can bring any organization or a group of organization under Tattle and automate your departmental or organizational processes within it.
To all our listeners, as you heard Debabrata, it is not industry specific. So if you are planning to go for a customer support system, you should contact Movie Sales and we'll be able to help you out with that. Now, thank you, Debabrata, for shedding light on the incredible capabilities of Tattle and its use cases in today's tech-driven world. It's truly fascinating to see how this technology can transform the world of customer interaction and provide seamless query prioritization and resolution.
Thank you, Shibasis. I would like to request our audience to get in touch with us with their support use cases or any departmental use cases they have which they want to automate. We would love to demonstrate and show how it can help transforming their businesses processes, not only support but other departmental processes which needs automation. Thank you, Shibashis.
That's it for this episode of Movie on Mic. And for all our listeners out there, Movie keeps conducting such podcasts every month on latest industry topics and also to showcase movies' best offerings. And for an information about the next podcast, you can follow Movie on Mic as well as keep have looking for us on our social media channels. Uh, Hoping to see you next time with yet another interesting episode. Till then, have a great day. Thank you.